What if the secret to easing pain, calming your gut, and even restoring your confidence was already sitting in your kitchen cabinet? Not a pill, not a supplement, but a humble white powder you've probably used to scrub your sink or freshen your fridge. I'm talking about baking soda. Yes, baking soda. And what you're about to hear might change the way you think about male health after 60. Because for just a few cents per use, this everyday ingredient can help soothe joint pain, support firmer erections, calm prostate pressure, freshen your breath, and ease the kind of discomfort most men silently carry. I've spent over 30 years working with older men who've quietly struggled with burning urination, itching skin, bad sleep, and that slow creeping sense that their body just doesn't work the way it used to. And time and again, I've seen how something as simple as baking soda used the right way can bring real comfort. So in this series, I'll walk you through 7 powerful ways to use baking soda to support your health from the outside in and the inside out. And trust me, tip number 5 might just surprise you. Let's get started with one of the most quietly frustrating issues men face as they age: soothing itchy, aging skin, especially around the groin. 1. Soothes itchy, aging skin around the groin. Let's talk about something most older men feel but rarely bring up: that constant itching, that dry, uncomfortable skin around the groin area. It's more common than you think. As we age, our skin loses moisture and elasticity. Sweat builds up faster. Folds of skin trap heat and bacteria. Add to that years of soap residue detergents and tight underwear, and you've got a recipe for irritation. But here's where baking soda steps in as an unsung hero. Baking soda, or sodium bicarbonate, has natural antibacterial and anti-inflammatory properties. When used properly, it helps neutralize pH levels on the skin, reduce redness, and stop that maddening itch. It also absorbs excess moisture, something critical in the groin area, where dampness can lead to fungal growth and rashes. Now, here's a simple way to use it. Run a warm, not hot bath and add about 1/3 cup of baking soda. Stir it in until it fully dissolves. Then soak for 15 to 20 minutes. During that time, the baking soda gently calms, inflamed skin reduces any musty odors, and resets the microbiome of the area. Do this 2 to 3 times per week, especially during warmer seasons or after intense sweating. Some men report noticeable relief within the first 2 soaks. But what if you don't have time for a bath? No problem. You can make a soothing paste. Just mix 1 tablespoon of baking soda with a few drops of water until it forms a thick paste. Apply it to the irritated skin, let it sit for 5 to 10 minutes, then rinse gently with lukewarm water and pat dry. Never scrub. Let it soothe, not stress your skin. Now, if you're dealing with more chronic irritation, like recurring jock itch, baking soda can still help. Use it as a powder. After your shower, make sure the groin area is completely dry. Then dust a small amount of baking soda on the skin, like you would talcum powder. It keeps the area dry, reduces fungal growth, and provides all-day comfort. Important note: always test on a small patch of skin first, especially if your skin is cracked or raw, and never apply baking soda to open wounds. One of my patients, a 72-year-old retired truck driver named Marvin, told me something powerful. He said, "Doc, I can't believe it. I've been using fancy creams and powders for years, and this cheap white powder helped more in 1 week than all of them combined." That's the magic of nature's simplest remedies. They don't just mask symptoms, they reset the body's natural balance. And when your skin isn't itchy or irritated, you move better, you sleep better. And yes, you feel more confident, even in moments of intimacy. So don't overlook this. Baking soda may be basic, but its healing power is anything but. Ready to move on to the next surprising benefit? Let's talk about how baking soda can refresh your breath and support oral health from deep within. 2. Refreshes breath and supports oral health from the inside out. Let's face it, nobody wants to talk about bad breath. But at a certain age, it's not just about what you ate. It's a deeper issue. And it's one that can quietly affect how others interact with you, even how you feel about yourself. If your breath has taken on a sour, metallic, or even rotten scent despite brushing and flossing daily, don't ignore it, because it's often not a surface problem. It's a sign that something's off deep inside your mouth, your gut, or your metabolism. That's where baking soda comes in, not as a quick fix, but as a full system reset. Baking soda works in two powerful ways. First, as a topical cleaner, it neutralizes the acid in your mouth, removes stubborn bacteria that hide in the crevices of your gums, and helps reduce plaque that conventional toothpaste can miss. But even more importantly, baking soda helps balance your internal pH, a critical factor for seniors. When your body is too acidic, it becomes a breeding ground for harmful bacteria digestive issues, and yes, chronic bad breath. An alkaline environment makes it much harder for these issues to take hold. So how do you use baking soda to support oral health from the inside out? Here's a simple method. Start your morning with a rinse. Mix half a teaspoon of baking soda in a glass of lukewarm water. Swish it gently for about 30 seconds, then spit it out. This not only neutralizes acids, but also soothes irritated gums and loosens food particles. Do this before you brush. Then brush as usual. If your toothpaste doesn't already include baking soda, you can dip your brush lightly in it for an extra polish. But don't stop there. Once or twice a week, consider drinking a baking soda tonic, but only in small, controlled amounts. Here's how: mix 1/8 teaspoon of baking soda into a full glass of filtered water. Sip slowly, preferably on an empty stomach or between meals. This small dose helps reduce acidity in the digestive tract, which in turn supports your gut flora, reduces reflux, and can significantly improve breath from within. Let me share a story. A retired librarian named Carol came to me frustrated after trying every mouthwash on the market. She said, "I floss twice a day, I don't smoke, I eat healthy, but my grandchildren would cover their noses when I kissed them goodnight." After just 2 weeks of using baking soda rinses and adding that tonic to her morning routine, the change was remarkable. Her dentist noticed less plaque buildup, her gums looked healthier, and most importantly, her confidence came back. She told me, "It's not just that my breath improved. I feel lighter, less bloated, more vibrant." That's the power of healing from the inside. And the best part, you're not using chemicals. You're not masking the problem. You're addressing it at the root. Important tips. Don't overdo it. Too much baking soda can erode enamel or upset your stomach. Moderation is key, just 2 or 3 rinses a week, and 1 internal tonic per week is often enough. And if you have kidney issues or are on a sodium-restricted diet, check with your doctor before consuming it. Breath is more than just a smell. It's communication, it's connection. And when your breath feels clean and fresh, you feel more open to the world, more seen, more embraced. So before reaching for another harsh mint or expensive rinse, go simple, go natural, and let baking soda help restore what age has tried to take away. Now, are you ready to learn the third secret use for baking soda? How it cleanses the colon, improves digestion, and even flattens the belly. 3. Cleanses the colon, improves digestion, and flattens the belly. Bloating. Gas. That uncomfortable, heavy feeling in your gut that seems to linger no matter how light your meals are. If you're over 60 and feel like your digestion isn't what it used to be, you're not imagining it. But here's the truth. It might not be your age. It might not even be your food. It could be the buildup of waste and acid inside your colon, slowing everything down, trapping toxins, and making you feel sluggish, heavy, and quite frankly older than you really are. Now imagine this: a safe, natural, affordable ingredient sitting quietly in your kitchen. That can help reset your digestive system, remove toxic buildup, and even reduce that stubborn belly bloat that clings around the waistline. That ingredient is baking soda. When taken correctly, baking soda acts like a gentle internal scrub, not in the harsh or explosive way of laxatives, but in a balanced cellular level way that encourages your body to release toxins, improve bowel movements, and optimize digestion. So how does it work? Your colon plays a critical role in eliminating waste. But when it becomes too acidic, which often happens with age, processed foods, stress, and medications, its ability to move waste efficiently slows down. This leads to constipation, gas inflammation, and that bloated belly you just can't seem to flatten, no matter how many sit-ups you do. Baking soda, being a natural alkalizer, helps to neutralize the excess acid in the digestive tract. This creates a more friendly environment for good gut bacteria, the kind that help break down food, absorb nutrients, and eliminate waste with ease. Here's a method used by thousands of older adults with incredible results. Each morning before eating anything, mix 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda in a glass of lukewarm water. Sip slowly. Let your body absorb and respond. What you'll often notice first is the release of trapped gas, a gentle burp or sigh that signals your stomach is relaxing. Over the next few days, your bowel movements may become more regular, softer, and more complete. You'll feel lighter, cleaner, even more energized. Take John, a 74-year-old retired firefighter. He told me, "I used to wake up feeling like there was a brick in my gut. I thought it was just aging. But once I started the morning baking soda routine, everything changed. The bloat disappeared. I lost 7 pounds in a month, not because I ate less, but because my body was finally letting go of what it was holding on to." Now let's be clear. This isn't about weight loss gimmicks. It's not about overnight miracles. It's about restoring the natural flow your body was designed for. And when that flow returns, so does your mental clarity, your mobility, and your confidence. But here's a very important caution. This method is not for everyone. If you have kidney disease, high blood pressure, or are on a sodium-restricted diet, you need to consult your doctor before using baking soda this way. Even though it's natural, it still affects your electrolyte balance. Also, don't overdo it. Stick to the recommended dosage and limit it to 2 or 3 times per week, unless guided otherwise by a health professional. Pair this habit with a high-fiber diet, plenty of water, and regular movement. And you'll notice your belly becoming flatter, your digestion becoming more efficient, and your whole system working like it did years ago. And when that happens, you'll not only feel younger, you'll live younger. So if you're tired of feeling weighed down, bloated, or stuck, give your body the reset it's been quietly begging for. And if you're ready, I'll show you the 4th amazing way baking soda can support your body by relieving joint pain and reducing inflammation naturally. 4. Relieves joint pain and reduces inflammation naturally. You wake up in the morning and your knees are stiff. Your fingers feel swollen. Even simple things like opening a jar or bending down to tie your shoes suddenly feel like a chore. And if you've passed age 60, you've probably heard it all before. It's just aging, they say. But let's stop right there. Because what if that pain, that stiffness, That creeping discomfort in your joints wasn't just about getting older. What if it was about inflammation? And something as simple as baking soda could help you turn it around. Now stay with me here. We're not talking about magic. We're talking about science. See, inflammation is your body's natural response to stress, injury, or infection. But over time, especially as we age, that inflammation can become chronic. It settles into your joints like an unwanted guest who just won't leave. And with it comes stiffness pain and reduced mobility. But here's what most people don't know. A groundbreaking study by the Medical College of Georgia found that a daily dose of baking soda may actually help reduce that chronic inflammation by encouraging the spleen, yes, your spleen, to stop overreacting. In simpler terms, baking soda sends a calming signal to your immune system telling it, hey, it's okay, you don't need to keep attacking, stand down. And when that signal gets through, the swelling starts to shrink. The pain begins to ease, the body starts to heal. So how do you use it? It's simple. Just like the method for digestion, mix 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda with a glass of lukewarm water and sip slowly, preferably on an empty stomach. Do this once daily, but not every single day. 2 to 3 times a week is a safe and effective rhythm for most people. Now, you might be wondering, will this work for me? The answer is, it might, especially if you combine it with other joint-supporting habits, like walking, gentle stretching, omega-3 rich foods, and hydration. Let me tell you about Maria, a 67-year-old retired nurse from Arizona. She suffered from rheumatoid arthritis for years. Nothing helped, not creams, not supplements, not even the pricey injections. Then she read about baking soda. She started with the water mixture 3 times a week. And within a month, she said this, I could open jars again, I could garden, I started sleeping better. The swelling in my hands. It went down for the first time in years. Was it a miracle? No. It was her body responding to balance, to less acid, less inflammation, and a return to what's natural. That's the beauty of baking soda. It doesn't replace your body's healing power. It simply helps unlock it. But before you rush to the kitchen, remember, if you have kidney issues, high blood pressure, or are on a low-sodium diet, talk to your doctor first. Baking soda is powerful, and like any remedy, natural or not, it needs to be used wisely. Now here's one more pro tip. To amplify the anti-inflammatory effects, pair your baking soda water with turmeric tea or ginger during your day. These natural ingredients work in harmony, like a healing trio, to calm the body, relax the joints, and support long-term mobility. You don't have to accept joint pain as your new normal. You don't have to give up your favorite activities. You just need to listen to your body and give it the tools to heal. So if you're someone who's tired of the ache, tired of reaching for the painkillers, and ready to move freely again, this might be your next small, powerful step forward. Now, are you ready to discover how baking soda may also help you breathe better and protect your lungs? 5. Clears mucus and supports lung health. Naturally take a deep breath. Now imagine doing that without coughing, wheezing, or feeling like your lungs are weighed down with cement. For millions of older adults, especially after age 60, that simple act becomes a daily struggle. And the culprit, built-up mucus, chronic inflammation, and years of respiratory stress that never fully cleared. But here's the truth. Almost no one talks about. There's a simple, inexpensive remedy sitting quietly in your pantry that could help you clear your lungs and breathe freely again. Yes, baking soda, the same ingredient you use for cleaning, deodorizing, or baking cookies, also has the potential to loosen mucus, soothe bronchial passages, and restore natural respiratory rhythm. Let's dig into how this works. As we age, the lungs naturally lose elasticity. That means they don't expand and contract as efficiently. At the same time, chronic low-grade inflammation from pollution allergies, past infections, or even acid reflux can irritate the lining of your airways. This leads to overproduction of mucus. And when mucus gets trapped, it becomes a breeding ground for bacteria, limits oxygen flow, and makes every breath feel harder than it should be. But here's where baking soda comes in. When mixed with warm water and taken in small amounts, it acts as a mucolytic, which is just a fancy word for something that breaks down mucus. It thins out the phlegm, so it can be coughed up more easily. Less congestion means better oxygen exchange. Better oxygen exchange means more energy, clearer thinking, and yes, deeper sleep. Let me give you a quick example. Tom, a 72-year-old former construction worker from Ohio, had been battling chronic bronchitis for over 15 years. Every winter, he ended up in urgent care with severe coughing fits, unable to sleep, and barely able to walk without wheezing. Then, after reading a clinical report on baking soda's respiratory benefits, he decided to give it a try. Twice a week, he drank a solution of half a teaspoon of baking soda in a glass of warm water first thing in the morning. After 2 weeks, the heaviness in his chest began to ease. His coughing became productive, actually clearing out mucus instead of just irritating his throat. And by the end of month 1, he said, "I finally felt like I had my lungs back." Now let's be clear. This isn't a cure for lung disease. It doesn't replace inhalers or medications. But for many older adults, it offers a gentle, natural support, a way to assist the lungs in doing what they were designed to do. And here's a bonus: baking soda helps alkalize the body. Many bacteria and viruses struggle to survive in a more alkaline environment. So not only are you clearing mucus, but you're also creating conditions that are less friendly to respiratory infections. Still safety first. If you have high blood pressure, kidney issues, or are salt sensitive, be sure to consult your doctor before adding baking soda regularly to your diet. Start slow. Try 1/4 to half a teaspoon in warm water once or twice a week and see how your body responds. Some people notice benefits within days. Others may take longer. But what matters is consistency and tuning in to how your body feels. And don't forget, you can enhance the effect by pairing baking soda with natural, lung-friendly ingredients like peppermint eucalyptus tea or steamed ginger. Even using a humidifier with essential oils at night can amplify your results. You deserve to breathe easily, to walk without wheezing, to sleep without coughing, to live without feeling like every breath is a battle. So if your lungs feel tight, if you constantly clear your throat, or if your energy is low because you're simply not getting enough oxygen, this might be the most powerful tablespoon of water you'll ever take. And now that we've explored how baking soda helps clear your lungs, are you ready to discover how it can even protect your heart and circulation? 6. Lowers blood pressure and supports a healthier heart. You may not feel it right away, but every day, your blood pressure quietly shapes your future. It determines how hard your heart has to work, how healthy your arteries stay, and how long you'll be able to enjoy the life you've worked so hard to build. Now here's what may surprise you. One of the most overlooked tools for lowering blood pressure isn't a pill. It's not even a superfood in the traditional sense. It's something that's been sitting in your kitchen cabinet all along: baking soda. That's right. The same ingredient we just explored for its lung-clearing effects may also offer powerful support to your heart and circulatory system. But how? Let's take a closer look. At the core of high blood pressure is one thing: resistance. Your blood is trying to move through your vessels, but inflammation, stress, and dietary imbalances create roadblocks. Your heart responds by pushing harder. Over time, that extra effort weakens your heart muscle, stiffens your arteries, and increases your risk of stroke, kidney failure, or even heart attack. Baking soda, also known as sodium bicarbonate, works by helping to neutralize acidity in the body. When your blood becomes too acidic, your vessels constrict. That puts pressure on your entire system. By helping to restore a more balanced pH, baking soda encourages vasodilation, or the widening of blood vessels. This reduces resistance and lets blood flow more easily. But that's not all. Baking soda also acts as a natural buffer for lactic acid. As we age, even low levels of activity can cause acid to build up in the muscles and bloodstream. This contributes to stiffness, pain, and fatigue. When you buffer that acid, your body recovers faster and circulates more freely. That means a more relaxed cardiovascular system and a heart that doesn't have to overwork just to keep up. Take the story of Grace, a 68-year-old retired nurse from Arizona. She was on 2 blood pressure medications, but still experienced daily fatigue, dizziness, and occasional chest tightness. After consulting her doctor and doing her own research, she added a simple habit: 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda in warm water 3 times a week. She noticed a difference within the first month. Her energy returned. Her blood pressure began to stabilize, and she no longer dreaded the afternoon slump that used to send her straight to bed. Now let's be clear. Baking soda is not a substitute for your doctor's guidance. It's not a miracle drug, but it is a supportive ally, especially when combined with a heart-conscious lifestyle. That means eating more potassium-rich foods like bananas and leafy greens, getting daily movement, even if it's just a gentle walk, managing stress through deep breathing or meditation, and reducing processed salt, which creates the opposite effect of baking soda by tightening your arteries instead of relaxing them. One bonus: baking soda may also help protect kidney function. Your kidneys are responsible for filtering the blood. When they're overloaded with acidic waste, their performance declines. This adds more pressure to your heart and blood vessels. By alkalizing the blood, baking soda reduces this burden, helping your body maintain a more balanced and protective internal environment. So how should you use it? Start small. Try 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda in 8 ounces of warm water once every other day. Drink it on an empty stomach, ideally in the morning. This allows your body to absorb it more efficiently and experience the full cardiovascular benefit. Avoid overuse. Too much baking soda can cause bloating or affect your mineral balance. As with anything, moderation is key. And if you have a heart condition or are on medication, check with your physician first. But if you're cleared to try it, don't underestimate its quiet power. Baking soda may not come in fancy packaging or cost you a fortune, but in the right amounts, it could help your heart breathe a little easier, pump a little stronger, and give you a few more years of morning walks, warm hugs, and peaceful sleep. And now that you've discovered how baking soda can support your heart, are you ready to explore how it strengthens your bones and preserves your independence after 67? Rebuilds bone strength and protects against age-related fractures. Let's be honest, no one wants to end up in a hospital bed because of a simple fall. But after 60, your bones aren't what they used to be. That one misstep off the curb or a minor slip in the bathroom can quickly become a life-changing injury. But what if I told you that something as basic as baking soda, yes, that white powder in your kitchen, might help protect you from those brittle bones and silent fractures. Here's how it works. As we age, our bones naturally lose density. That means they become lighter, weaker, and more prone to break. But one of the least talked about culprits behind bone loss isn't just aging, it's acidity. Your body functions best in a slightly alkaline state. But thanks to modern diets high in processed meats, sugary snacks, and soft drinks, we're constantly bombarding our systems with acid-forming foods. And when that acid builds up in the blood, your body has to fight back. So it turns to your bones. Why? Because your bones contain the perfect neutralizer, calcium. To restore balance, your body pulls calcium from your skeleton. It's like raiding a savings account you forgot you were even using, and over time, those tiny withdrawals add up until your bones can no longer support you the way they once did. But here's the good news. Baking soda acts as a natural buffer against acidity. By helping to neutralize excess acid in your bloodstream, it reduces the need to pull minerals from your bones. And that means your calcium can stay exactly where it belongs, inside your skeleton, keeping it strong, dense, and stable. Let me share the story of Harold. He's 74, a retired mechanic and proud grandfather of 3. A few years ago, he was diagnosed with early signs of osteoporosis. His doctor recommended the usual more calcium, more vitamin D, and weight-bearing exercise. But Harold didn't stop there. After some research and consultation, he added a very simple habit: half a teaspoon of baking soda in a glass of water 3 times a week. Now, of course, that's not a cure. But within 6 months, Harold's bone scans showed no further decline. He felt steadier on his feet, had more energy, and most importantly, regained confidence in his daily movement. He even got back into gardening, something he thought he had to give up forever. Here's something else to think about. Baking soda doesn't just stop the loss of minerals. It may actually help enhance calcium absorption, especially when paired with magnesium-rich foods. That's because when your body is more alkaline, your digestive enzymes work more efficiently. You get more from your food, and less ends up going to waste. Now let's be clear. Baking soda isn't a replacement for your doctor's treatment plan. If you've been prescribed medications for bone health, stick to them. But think of baking soda as your body's silent partner working behind the scenes to create a stronger foundation. Here's how to get started. Start with 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda mixed into 8 ounces of water. Drink it on an empty stomach, preferably in the morning or between meals. Avoid taking it around meal times, as it may interfere with digestion. And remember, consistency is key. This isn't about overnight miracles. It's about long-term protection, quiet strength, and hidden resilience. To support your bones even further, combine your baking soda routine with leafy greens, like kale and spinach for natural calcium, magnesium-rich foods like almonds and pumpkin seeds, a little sunlight for vitamin D, and simple exercises like walking or stair climbing to keep your bones active and engaged. Because here's the truth. Strong bones aren't just about staying upright. They're about staying independent, about getting up from your favorite chair with ease, about hugging your grandkids without hesitation, and about living on your own terms with confidence and grace. So if you've been worried about bone loss or fragility, know this: you don't have to surrender to it. You have tools, you have options, and one of them might already be sitting on your pantry shelf. Are you ready to discover the final piece in this puzzle? Because next we'll explore how this simple substance may also help fight one of the most feared conditions of aging. 8. Protects the brain and reduces risk of cognitive decline. Let me know when you're ready to move forward. 8. Protects the brain and reduces risk of cognitive decline. Imagine waking up one morning and forgetting the name of your own child, or standing in the kitchen, wondering why you're holding a spoon but can't remember what you were about to do. For millions of older adults, this isn't a bad dream. It's reality. But what if there was a way, a natural, inexpensive way to help protect your brain before it gets to that point? Today, we're talking about baking soda and its surprising connection to cognitive health. Now you might be thinking, how can something I use to clean my sink help protect my brain? Great question. Let's break it down. One of the most overlooked contributors to cognitive decline is chronic low-grade inflammation in the body. When inflammation is present over a long period of time, it damages blood vessels, including those in the brain. And that leads to reduced blood flow, slower communication between neurons, and eventually memory loss, confusion, and even dementia. But here's where it gets interesting. Baking soda, also known as sodium bicarbonate, has been studied for its anti-inflammatory effects, particularly in the vagus nerve, the master communicator between your gut and your brain. In a 2018 study published in the Journal of Immunology, researchers found that drinking a small daily dose of baking soda actually activated the body's anti-inflammatory response. It helped turn pro-inflammatory cells into anti-inflammatory ones, especially in the spleen and kidneys, two organs heavily involved in immune regulation. But it didn't stop there. This anti-inflammatory effect extended to the brain as well. By reducing systemic inflammation, baking soda may help protect the blood-brain barrier, the brain's security system. That barrier, when damaged by age or disease, allows harmful substances to enter the brain and wreak havoc. But when it's intact and supported, the brain remains healthier longer. Let's bring this down to earth with a real example. Linda is 69, a retired schoolteacher from Oregon. Her mother developed Alzheimer's in her late 70s. Terrified of following the same path, Linda began studying everything she could about brain health. She exercised. She cut out sugar. She added blueberries and walnuts to her daily routine. But then she stumbled on the baking soda protocol. After consulting her doctor, she began taking a quarter teaspoon of baking soda in water every other morning. Nothing fancy. No pills, no supplements, just one small change. After 3 months, she reported clearer thinking, better recall, less brain fog. And the most surprising part, she said she felt emotionally calmer, as if the anxiety that had always lingered just below the surface had finally quieted down. Now, is this magic? Of course not. Baking soda isn't a cure for dementia, and it won't replace a healthy diet, regular movement, or social interaction, all of which are critical for long-term brain health. But it may be a powerful ally. Think of it this way. If your brain is like a city, then inflammation is like smog. Too much smog clogs the streets, slows traffic, and clouds visibility. Baking soda, in a sense, works like a filter clearing the air, keeping things moving and letting the brain function the way it was meant to. Here's how to use it wisely. Start with a small dose, 1/4 teaspoon, dissolved in 8 to 10 ounces of filtered water. Drink it on an empty stomach, preferably early in the morning or between meals. Use it 2 to 3 times a week, not daily. This gives your body time to balance without overloading on sodium. And always consult your doctor, especially if you have high blood pressure, kidney issues, or are on sodium-restricted diets. You can also enhance its effects by pairing it with brain-loving habits like getting 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep every night, practicing meditation or deep breathing to reduce stress, engaging in daily movement, even something as simple as walking, and challenging your mind with puzzles, conversations, or learning new skills. Because protecting your brain is more than avoiding disease. It's about preserving your identity, your memories, your ability to make decisions, tell stories, and connect with the people you love. So if you're in your 60s, 70s, or even 80s, don't wait until the signs of decline begin. Start now. Start small, and give your brain the quiet support it deserves. Ready to take the final step with me? In our next and final section, we'll reveal a powerful morning routine that combines everything we've discussed, from muscle strength to heart health, from sexual vitality to mental clarity. It's time to bring it all together. Let me know when you're ready for 9. The complete morning routine to reclaim your power. After 60. So here we are. After all the powerful insights, after each fruit, each habit, and each small but mighty change, it's time to bring it all together. You might be wondering, how do I fit all of this into my daily life without it feeling overwhelming? The truth is, you don't need hours. You don't need complicated supplements. And you don't need to turn your world upside down. You just need a simple, structured morning routine that sets the tone for your entire day. And today, I'm going to walk you through that step by step. Let's begin the moment you open your eyes. Step 1. Breathe deeply before getting out of bed. Place one hand on your chest and one on your belly. Inhale slowly through your nose. Exhale even more slowly through your mouth. Do this 5 times. This calms the nervous system, lowers blood pressure, and reduces morning anxiety without lifting a finger. Step 2. Warm lemon water with a twist. Squeeze half a lemon into a glass of warm water. Then add just 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. Drink this slowly on an empty stomach. This combination helps hydrate your body, supports digestion, reduces inflammation, and prepares your system for better nutrient absorption. Step 3. Move your body gently but purposefully. You don't need a gym, just 7 to 10 minutes of light movement. March in place, swing your arms, stretch your spine, roll your shoulders. If you're able, take a short walk outside. Let your joints warm up. Let your breath flow. This sends oxygen to your brain and muscles, kickstarting your metabolism and sharpening your focus. Step 4. Fuel your body with a power fruit combo. Here's a simple morning bowl. Half a cup of watermelon for blood flow, a handful of blueberries for antioxidants, 1 sliced banana for potassium and energy, a small spoon of chia seeds soaked overnight for omega-3s, and just 3 Brazil nuts for selenium and hormone support. Mix them all with plain Greek yogurt or a splash of oat milk, and you've got a breakfast that fuels your heart, brain, and hormones all in one bowl. Step 5. Mental activation. After breakfast, spend just 5 to 10 minutes doing something that activates your mind. This could be a crossword puzzle, a journal entry, a gratitude list, or even a short phone call with someone you love. This keeps your neurons firing and builds emotional resilience. Step 6. Practice stillness. Before jumping into your day, pause. Sit in a quiet corner. Close your eyes. Breathe. Whether you pray, meditate, or simply sit in silence, this resets your nervous system and brings focus to your intentions. Step 7. Hydrate again. Yes, again. Pour yourself a second glass of water, this time with a pinch of sea salt or a slice of cucumber. Stay hydrated and alert. Many seniors suffer from low energy simply because they're mildly dehydrated. Step 8. Mindset check. As you prepare for your day, ask yourself one powerful question. What is one thing I can do today to honor my body, my mind, or my relationships? Let that question guide your choices. Let it give your day meaning. Because the days that begin with intention often end with gratitude. Now you might be thinking, this sounds lovely, but can I really do this every day? And the answer is yes. Start small. Pick just 3 steps, then add more as they become second nature. This isn't about perfection, it's about momentum. And each day you show up for yourself, even for just 10 minutes, your body notices. Your brain responds. Your heart listens. This morning routine isn't just about health. It's about reclaiming ownership of your life. It's about reminding yourself at any age that you're still in charge of your energy, your joy, your power. So tomorrow morning when you wake up, try one step, then the next. And keep going. You're not just surviving. You're rebuilding. You're reclaiming. You're living with strength and clarity after 60. And it all begins at sunrise. Now, if you're ready, I'll help you wrap up this journey with a beautiful closing message and a call to action your listeners will never forget. If this message spoke to your heart today, if something inside you whispered, "I can do this," then don't let the moment pass. You've just discovered powerful tools, simple habits, and life-giving fruits that can radically improve your energy, your confidence, and your joy after 60. Now imagine what could happen if you stayed on this path, if you gave your body and mind the daily attention they deserve, and if you joined a community of others just like you who are choosing to live fully, not quietly fade away. So here's what I'd love for you to do. First, leave a comment below. Tell me which part of this routine you're most excited to try. Is it the fruit combinations, the breathing exercises, or maybe the mindset shift? Your story might inspire someone else who's silently struggling. Second, make sure to subscribe to this channel. We're building something special here, a space where aging doesn't mean slowing down. It means rising up, and I promise this is only the beginning. Finally, if you know someone over 60 who could use a fresh start, a little hope, or a gentle nudge back to life, share this video with them. You never know how far your kindness can ripple. You have more life ahead than you think. So let's live it together. Until next time, take care, stay strong, and never forget, you are not done yet.